I'm going to preface this by saying 5 minutes is nowhere near long enough. So, welcome to the world of the Veritas Project. What is the Veritas Project? The Veritas Project is an innovative and immersive quest-based sixth grade world cultures curriculum. Its goal is to transform students into global change makers through the problem-based learning and connectivism. Guided by a fictional benefactor, Lucian Veritas, students take on the roles of the geographer, the economist, the anthropologist, the innovator, and the policy analyst to collaborate and analyze real-world challenges and propose meaningful solutions. Cumulative Book Creation Project. So, for the final mission of the Veritas Project, students will collaborate to create a published book that tells their story of their learning journey. We want to inspire students to leave a lasting impact by demonstrating their understanding of world cultures and the power of storytelling in driving awareness and change. This project allows students to synthesize their knowledge, apply critical thinking, and engage in meaningful storytelling. Students have the choice of voice. They could create a graphic novel that depicts the challenges students around the world face in accessing education, a collection of inspirational stories showcasing real or imagined accounts of resilience and change, a visionary piece that explores a future where educational barriers are overcome through innovation and global cooperation. So, what are the goals? The goal is to reflect on and synthesize all that they have learned through the course, then to use that knowledge to develop an impactful way to communicate their newfound knowledge to a larger audience. Discussion types: inquiry based. Students explore various ways to present their findings. Guided moderator prompts guide students through structured stages of book development. And reflective: students analyze how their book contributes to the greater global discussion of equality. Myers conceptualization cycle. Primary courseware tool is going to be Google Classroom, discussion threads, which provide a centralized space for inquiry, reflection, and peer interaction. Secondary tool will be Google Documents for collaborative brainstorming and outlining. Students can drop in research snippets, key themes, and sample excerpts, and everything is in one beautiful document instead of spread out. Okay, so the tertiary tool is going to be Flip. This is something I've never used before, and I'm really excited about it. AI suggested it, and I think it's great for our students who are not great at expressing themselves through written word. See, yes, but are great at expressing themselves verbally, and this will give them that voice that they need to have in group collaboration. Okay, so categories of technology tools. This is what we just went over. We're going to be using Google Classroom. We're going to use Flip. We're going to use Google Documents. If they so wish to, they can communicate with each other in different ways, such as through text, email, or phone. We're also going to be using other mind tools, such as bookcreator.com or Canva, to put their ideas into an already into a format that's already conducive to creating books, such as pre-created slides for making comic books or different ways to format the pages of a book. And then we're going to print that out into a PDF, send it to mixem.com, and print out their creation. Okay, so categories of technology tools. The benefits of using multiple means of applications is that throughout the process, students will be supported in the many different areas that they're going to have to go through to create this final project. The challenges, however, are it's a big project. I envision this taking multiple weeks to actually accomplish if they want to do it right and do it good. And that can be a daunting thing for anyone. So they're definitely going to need to have reminders that they need to stay on task. And I envision doing that through Google Classroom. A countdown could be up there at the top that, hey, you have 2 weeks to get this done. You have 1 week to get this done. You've got 2 days. You better be getting all your I's dotted and T's crossed. Okay, and cognitive scaffolds. So the triggering event is the final letter from Lucian Veritas, which the students have received throughout the curriculum. These are inspirational letters from the imaginary benefactor that talk about why they're going to be researching the areas that they're researching. And so in this final letter, he says that this is going to be more than just an assignment. It's going to be your legacy, and your voice will be a voice of change and could possibly spark a movement. So it's going to definitely stimulate critical reasoning. Students are going to evaluate which format, whether that they want to use, whether they're going to create a narrative, a manifesto, or research-based, and how that's best going to show their overall message. It stimulates elaboration, peer discussions, prompt deeper analysis of themes and real world impact, and it promotes teamwork. And they're going to engage in cross feedback cycles to help really hone in and refine their ideas. Okay, cognitive scaffolds. Reflection and revision. Students will revisit their prior learning and utilize a Think, Create, Impact graphic organizer to synthesize key insights. This tool will help them analyze their knowledge, identify meaningful connections, and reframe their understanding in a new format. By organizing their reflections in this structured way, students can refine their ideas, ensuring their final project effectively conveys a powerful, globally relevant message. Definitely going to have question prompts to support their development and their final product. Guided discussion questions will be provided to help them move beyond surface level ideas and engage in deeper, more critical thinking. These prompts will encourage students to reflect on the significance of their work, analyze the broader impact of their message, and refine their storytelling to create a more meaningful and thought-provoking final piece. So cognitive outputs, they're going to need to create lists from what they already know from their previous research. Once again, that impact graphic organizer we were talking about before, and they need to foster a sense of ownership and agency to collaborate and establish realistic timeframes for completing different aspects of their project. Once again, I didn't mention before, but there's this thing called the panic monster that kind of like taps at our brain when we have something that we need to do and we've been putting it off. And this panic monster is like, hey, you need to get this done. And so they need to create their own panic monsters. They need to set aside specific deadlines. They want to have each aspect of this project completed by so that they can have everything completed on time. Okay, and so this leads us to the discussion. This by no means is the end all be end all of how I want our discussion to look, but since I had 1 to 2 paragraphs, this is what you get. All right, so Veritas team discussion, crafting your book. You've explored global educational challenges, developed solutions, and examined how change happens. Now it's time to communicate your knowledge in a meaningful way. But how? So first, you're going to need to brainstorm your own ideas. You're going to have to tell me, do we want to do this digital or printed? Do you know what genre you want to use? How your storytelling style looks? What your theme is? What's your core message? Do you know the perspective it's going to be told in? What kind of approach are you going to use? Are you going to use visual elements? What's your structure going to look like? And then how does all of that, how does the format really influence how people are going to engage with your message? Okay, so all that the student thought of on their own, they're now going to bring to their group and present their ideas, and they're going to collaborate and pick and choose which elements each person came up with is going to work in this final product. And then finally, they're going to put it all together. They're going to create greatness. I hope this was under 5 minutes. If it's not, sorry.